I've been involved in classic car restoration for a number of years now, and the one thing I've always found really sad is the fact that so many potentially brilliant projects end up started but never finished. They're left abandoned under tarpaulins and on axle stands simply to rust in peace. So, I've decided to put my own restoration projects on hold for the time being, and over the next 12 months my mission is to help inspire and motivate some other enthusiasts to actually achieve their restoration dreams. 5 very different projects, all with fixed deadlines, and the clock's ticking. Military vehicle mad father and son team Peter and Steve Reed are desperately trying to restore a 50-year-old AEC Matador truck.
Exciting times, isn't it?
The wreck has to be restored in time for Steve and Liz's wedding.
So we clean that out and it's just nice.
It'll take the bride and groom to the reception.
It's a little bit daunting because I'm only 5 foot and the Matador, the wheel comes up to my ear.
D-Day is just 6 months away and the Matador still needs a lot of work, so the whole family are mucking in. So far they've managed to strip the truck back to its bones, repaint the engine and start work on the old rotten cab. But their dream restoration unexpectedly hit the buffers when they discovered that the Matador's bare chassis was dangerously weakened by terminal rust.
We've got a few problems with it and we've been all over the place looking to replace it. We've got the last chance now, at the weekend, to see what we can find.
As winter approaches, Peter finally has some good news.
Well, I was very fortunate. I found another chassis. And it's not 100%, but it's 99%, and it's much better than the old one. We just looked and looked and looked, and we've been all over the south of England, and then we found it 7 miles from home. Unbelievable. Well, I'm very pleased because finding this chassis has saved the project, really.
It's a rare find and a huge relief, and it cost him just 250 quid, a bargain. It only needs a bit of tidying up.
One dent. De-dented.
Tea time!
Lightning, did you see that?
The boys have now been grafting for nearly 6 months, and today is a big milestone. They've got to fit the refurbished axles to the newly painted chassis. It's great to see it rust-free and coming back together. Unfortunately, the weather is dire and Steve has been delayed at work, so Peter struggles on with number 2 assistant, wife Lynn.
I'm going to just bring this in a bit further and put the axle underneath it, and we'll put the back axle on. It'll brighten up, don't worry. My number 1 assistant has just arrived.
Several big pins attach each axle to the chassis.
Can I put the bolts in?
No, you can't. Clear off.
The boys are worried because this isn't the original chassis, so there's a possibility that the leaf springs won't line up where they're supposed to.
What are you doing?
It needs to go up 1/4 of an inch. You've got... I do.
Skills.
There we go.
Right, that's one in.
And with a bit of gentle persuasion, the rest drop in without a hitch. With the massive wheels back on, they can finally move the now rolling chassis out of the way, but it must be kept dry.
So what I'm going to do now is just try and manoeuvre it in there. I haven't got a lot of space to do it, so it'll be a bit of lifting and pushing and shoving it.
An old greenhouse will be its temporary home, but it's going to be a tight fit and difficult to manoeuvre because there's no steering.
Well, that's it in the dry for the winter. 3 jobs done, 156 to go.
Snow doesn't stop work. The family crack on with a mountain of jobs. Peter is tucked away in his woodwork shop facing his biggest challenge on this project, the restoration and rebuild of the Matador's completely rotten cab. Its wooden frame is shot through, so Peter has to start from scratch using an ash tree that was felled from just outside the workshop a few years ago. It could save him over 500 quid. By his own admission though, Peter isn't a skilled or experienced woodworker.
I've got O-level carpentry from school. Yeah.
Well, this should be interesting then.
There's some funny shapes to cut out of it. That's the only problem. It's a lot of cutting and quite time consuming to actually do it. Like, this is one of the original doors, which I've taken apart. This is the inside of the door. And as you can see, there's nothing left of it. That's the bottom of it.
That's how it is now, and it's got to look like that. They're pretty rare, so the chances of finding another one of them is 0, really.
There's 6 of them, so
The girls are juggling their time between the Matador and the wedding plans.
So I'm going to be picked up in a Rolls Royce with my dad.
And then you and Stevie will come back
Yeah.
in the Matador when the deed is done.
Yes. So it's a little bit daunting because I'm only 5 foot and the Matador, the wheel comes up to my ear. So that could be quite interesting.
Peter's going to make you some nice steps.
This is tricky work. If Steve overcooks it, he'll blow a hole in it and give himself a whole load more repair work to do.
It's all right. It just takes time. It takes a lot of time.
It'll be a few hours yet before Steve's done. It's very easy for a dream restoration project to so dominate your life that at times it can seem like a bit of a nightmare. Believe me, I've been there. Steve and Liz are definitely taking on too much and desperately need to recharge their batteries.
I don't know. It's just supposed to be an enjoyable project, really, but it's just it has become every spare moment of your time you're working on it, and it's just.
We both got jobs and it's becoming a chore for you, isn't it?
Yeah, because everyone's working to a deadline. It's
getting more stressful.
It's getting more stressful.
So I've suggested they come here to Malmo in Sweden for a nice romantic weekend away. It's a great place for couples in love with old military vehicles. Yes, I've discovered a military museum just outside Malmo in Hasselholm. Thank you very much. This is Steve and Lizzie.
Steve, Lizzie.
Hello.
Welcome.
Peter, do you mind taking Lizzie round the museum?
Come this way, please.
While Liz gets a personal VIP tour, I show Steve a very unique truck that I hope will fascinate him.
Yes.
It's a Scania, which is a similar kind of era to the Matador. And tell me, is it a petrol or a diesel?
Well, if it's got to be a diesel.
But you can also run it on
Gas.
gas,
Right.
okay? And that's what makes it so special. And this is a gas generator. Well, the bottom of this, you needed to put charcoal in.
Yeah.
And you'd put a sack of wood blocks in the top, not too many. Then you close the lid.
Yeah.
All right, so how do you think you'd light it? Special matches.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool? And that lights the wood, and you've then got to wait 5 or 10 minutes for it to start to produce the gas. But before you light it, you have to make sure there's no gas in the system, because if there's gas in the system, poof, the whole thing will explode. Isn't it incredible?
Ingenious, isn't it? Never seen anything like it.
It wasn't just trucks that used this alternative method to power them. Severe petrol shortages during the Second World War meant that gas power was the only way to keep Sweden on the move. By 1941, over 30,000 vehicles had been converted to this system. Bizarre as this may look, this is how you would have started your car each morning. What a faff! Meanwhile, back at the museum, Liz gets an ultimate treat for any military vehicle enthusiast. This is certainly not powered by gas. Hi, Lizzie.
Hi.
Sorry we were so long, we got distracted.
No problem, I found something to do.
Right, we need to get you boys... Well, we'll try and shut the door, shall we? That'll be good. And then maybe we can go home. While the lovebirds have been away chilling, Peter has been very busy. The fitted axles are now painted together with the chassis and winch.
That's good paint, that, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it?
But best of all, remember the old fuel tank?
So the amount of hours that Stevie spent...
Well, it's taken Steve 35 hours of careful reheating and shaping to knock out the old dents. And boy, was it worth it. He could never have found a replacement. Today, the boys are planning to fit the engine.
Go as you are, go straight as you are. Go on, down, down, down. Don't push it this way because you're on the clutch.
We're stuck between the front engine support and the clutch arm.
Let's hope they can sort it out.
It came out, so it's got to come back in. No, keep going, push it.
Hey! Hey!
2 weeks later and the boys have now completely installed the engine, linkages and transmission. But the big question is, will it fire?
Obviously, there's no cab on, so there's no ignition switch. So at the moment, that's the ignition switch.
Let's just hope it's okay.
Right, ready then?
Yeah, go on then.
Can't get it to tick over at the moment.
With no cab fitted yet, Steve has to sit on an old plastic container to give the Matador its first test run, all of 30 feet. But the team are elated. It's a big moment.
Lovely.
It's very good, isn't it? We've got it going, we've got it out the shed.
Bloody good that is.
It's not even warm.
Bloody wow. Let me tell you about the AEC Matador.
It's going. It's running. He's driven it. Really exciting.
Anybody home? Hey, look at this! 6 weeks later and time for a catch-up with the boys.
Yeah, good to see you.
All the mechanical parts are now complete, but how's Peter been getting on with the wooden cab? You have worked hard on this, haven't you? That is amazing. So what now?
What's your big worry about it?
That it fits the chassis. It's been so distorted, I've moved it so many times, I've turned it round, but will it fit on the actual chassis?
I'm really hoping it does fit, or all of Peter's hard work will be wasted. He spent all winter working on just the cab alone.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Yeah, it's dropping down, so it's clearing by millimetres.
Go on, go on.
It's a good view from in here. Fantastic. Slowly does it. The cab finally slots into place. Peter is over the moon.
Look at that.
Is that good or what, though?
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
It looks amazing.
Yeah, that's all right. It's like a truck now, doesn't it?
Bloody good. 9 months it's taken to get to this point. It's amazing, isn't it? In 3 hours, you put the cab on and it's starting to look like a truck again. But believe me, they have got loads more to do to get it on the road. And of course, the big deadline, Steve and Lizzie's wedding. It's going to be the wedding car. Let's just hope Steve doesn't keep his bride waiting. The Matador restoration has now been going on for nearly 10 months, but it isn't quite finished yet. The wedding is just 2 weeks away.
Yeah, I think it's going all right, but I think it's going to be very much last minute.
The cab has a primer coat but still needs finishing. The boys are busy working on refitting the windscreens.
That's it. Open 2, 3, out 2, 3, bang 2, 3.
Meanwhile, Steve's fiancée Liz and his mum Lynn are inside making the canvas seats for the cab.
This is what they've given me to cover. This is the seat of the Matador. Across there.
Is this a lock float seat?
Yes.
Handy, those milk floats.
The boys have discovered from the chassis number that their Matador was used by the RAF, and so have chosen to keep the paint RAF look-alike, grey with yellow for the roof. This is a job for the whole family, but the clock's ticking. They still have to fit the cab out as well as finish all the paintwork. Boy, is it going to be tight.
I think that when they dry, they don't show up as much.
The Matador restoration should now be finished. This is my final visit. Are you ready? Nearly knocked me out. Yes! Sounding good. I want to know how it's looking and what there's still left to do before the wedding. Look at that! Hello! Stevie! Stop it! Look at you sitting on your new seat.
It's all on it.
Look at that. Oh, Peter, hang on. You're not as young as you used to be.
Come on in, help me out.
Yeah, go on. No, you. Yep, I've got him. I've got him. Magnificent. That's all I can say. You pleased?
Yes.
Yeah,
No, it looks all right. It looks all right, yes.
It looks great, doesn't it?
It does, it looks lovely. It's very shiny and I like the windows.
I mean, this is looking fantastic and very different, but it's not finished, is it?
No.
There's more to do, there's loads to do.
There's loads to do.
The cab's basically done and finished, apart from like the sign writing and that, but the back, we need to obviously make the bed for it.
It's hard to remember how bad this was. I mean, it was shot to pieces, this cab, wasn't it?
I can remember. I've spent 6 months changing it to look like that.
It was just one big heap of rust.
Yeah.
So can I have a look in the cab?
Yeah.
Look at the upholstery.
Do you like that then?
I'm liking it.
So
But
it's
that is
very
actually, that's very comfortable, isn't it? I mean, how much of this have you managed to salvage?
That has got as much of the original panelling and timber that we could save.
If we needed to replace it, we've made it.
It was stressful, wasn't it?
But yeah, because we was running out of time.
How much, Steve, do you reckon you spent?
1,700 quid probably.
Yeah.
If you put the hours in labour, then tens of thousands. But you can't do that because it's...
Because it's done for love, isn't it? It's not done
well,
for gain.
not really.
Well, perhaps not.
It's a
the wrong-
hobby.
A hobby, yeah.
Wow, I'm really impressed. But before we take it on the road, the boys want to give it a quick test run in the garden. Sounds brilliant. It's a bit smoky though.
Yeah, hopefully that'll clear. It hasn't run for a long time.
It looks magnificent though, doesn't it?
It's come out quite well, isn't it? It looks good in the sunshine.
With the sun shining on the chassis, I think it looks amazing. But just when I was itching to get the Matador out on the tarmac, a problem. Is it going?
You ain't got any brakes.
What, nothing?
It's just not building any pressure up.
So they're air brakes, which was one of the things about this truck, wasn't it, when it came out originally? You've got, what, £30 per square inch pressure?
Now 20 in there.
And it should be 125?
125, 120, yeah, something like that.
Right, so what's the bottom line then?
Well, I don't think it's safe to take it out on the road.
Okay, all right.
I mean, have a go around the field.
Well, the open road will have to wait. The boys' back garden will do nicely. Your spot didn't crunch the gears there. Oh, it's so good. I tell you, these windows opening at the front really make this truck. Not only do they look the part, but also when you're driving along, it means that you've got all this air coming out. It's like having air conditioning.
Who's he nattering to in there? He's talking away.
It really is such a wonderful truck, but obviously it's a real blow that the brakes aren't working, because I was desperate to get this out on the road today. That is just so brilliant. I fell in love with driving the Matador when I drove the fairground one, Doug Harris's. Huge disappointment, obviously, not to be able to take it out on tarmac today, but hey-ho, it's better that we get it fixed. They have got to sort out the air brakes, they have got to put a bed on the back, and there isn't long to go to the wedding, but fingers crossed. Peter and Steve tried to find the source of the air leaks.
No, that won't be it because that's on the foot brake side.
Oh,
That's live, that one.
I think that one's might be bubbly.
Yeah.
There's a big bubble down there.
There's something else you messed up. Look.
Oh yeah, didn't tighten that one up very tight, did we?
But time is really tight, and they also still need to finish building the flatbed on the back. In the final week leading up to the wedding, the Matador's rear flatbed is fitted.
Oh, it's pretty good. Let's come and stand down here and have a look.
It's also given the finishing touches. An artist has been specially commissioned to give the Matador some artwork in the bride's honour. The big day has arrived. First time I've ever seen Peter out of a boiler suit.
How do you do this elegantly?
The Matador looks stunning. So does the bride.